Hi, everybody. Welcome to Life Shifting with Aleta St. James, live from Hell's Kitchen, New York City. I'm so thrilled that so many people are texting me and connecting to this. I call it a broadcast on Sundays, because the whole reason I'm doing this is so that we could build up a community, but also build up a higher vibrational rate for everybody that I'm working with, their friends, their family, and the rest of the world. So today, it's Happy Easter Sunday and Happy Passover. And it's really interesting symbolically. In Passover, it's about freedom and liberation. And in Easter, we're talking about the resurrection. So today, we're going to talk about the freedom and resurrection from negative thinking, from fear. So life shift uncertainty to resilience, unlimited possibility, and believing. Those are the three things I want you to focus on for this week. These are the tools in your spiritual toolkit that you're going to use for the rest of your life. Who is the person that you want to become? You can transform and life shift up to a higher vibrational rate through this whole situation. But you need to start practicing your spiritual tools. Resilience is so very important when you're uncertain. Unlimited possibility, another great one. And believing. Oh, if you don't believe, then you can't conceive things. And if you have a hard time believing, connect with someone like myself or your dream team of support and have them hold the belief for you while you're catching up. So I want to talk about why I want to bring in uncertainty today, because this is like week 3, sometimes week 4 for many of you out there, and it's kind of getting thin and people are getting a little bit more irritated and agitated, and it's like Groundhog Day, correct? It seems like one day moves into the next, into the next, into the next. You're doing certain things, you're trying to stay positive, but it's Groundhog Day. In fact, I didn't even realize it was almost Easter. And Easter is like a really big holiday for me usually because of the Easter Bunny and when I remember when I was a kid, and now the kids, their sister Lauren would bring them Easter baskets, and now crickets. No Easter Bunny this year. All right, but the thing is this. Within that uncertainty that we're going through now, that is the worst feeling for most of us as humans. It's called being in the gap. It's like we have our dreams, we have our aspirations, but it looks like how? How is this going to happen right now? You turn on the news and you get so much negative information, but that's because that's what's happening. I want to suggest that you limit your news time to certain programs and certain times you want to tune into. Because if you keep it on all day, all you're doing is getting bombarded with negative frequency. You need to have the information. You need to stay safe, but let's not obsess on it, because then it gives you no opportunity to move into the higher qualities of resilience, unlimited possibility, and believing. You're constantly in uncertainty and fear. Why, as humans, do we find uncertainty so disruptive? Well, because we don't know where our security is going to come from. What's going to happen with our finances? I know so many people are connecting to finances. And what's going to happen with our love life? And what's going to happen with our children? And constantly going. We had a plan. We all like to make plans. In fact, the businesses that are the most successful are plan-based. We make plans, as they say, and God laughs. All our plans right now are up in the air. And we're wondering and we're scrambling, what's going to happen? And so many people are worried and in fear, and they're looking at the worst possible outcome. Economy is never going to come back for 10 years. Things are not going to be the same, but that could be better. Doesn't have to be worse. So I am saying to you, I want to challenge you to stay on your high flying disc with uncertainty, because uncertainty can't live in the realm of resilience. What is resilience? I noticed that people that are resilient are people that experience life with challenges. Yeah. It's not a day at the beach all the time. No matter how positive you want to think, no how many affirmations you want to say, challenges come through. But you know what? Because we're supposed to grow through them, we're supposed to evolve. So I always say this: the Dalai Lama and Monsignor Tutu were talking together, and they came up with this idea: why do we as humans, or why do the humans in the world, people, think that it should be without suffering? It's not the case. Very few people don't have challenges that they grow through if they're lucky, and they don't become victims, and it doesn't take them down. So if you don't want to get taken down, you have to start working with resilience. First, accept the fact that, as they say in Colorado, shit happens. You know, bad things can happen to good people. There's a book on that. But what do? You rebound. You don't think, I tell you, there's something there. You don't think that there's a problem, that you can't overcome it. That's not in your energy field. You start saying, you know what? I got hit right now. Today, I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling slammed. There's so many times I'm working remotely with my clients, and they could be up one week and we're really moving along and rebuilding their businesses and creating actual relationships in their lives and financial flow. And then all of a sudden, turn on that remote and whoa, in the basement. Why? Because they're getting hit by too much. So you want to take a deep breath and go, you know what? I am resilient. And there is a miracle in this mess. And I'm going to find out what it is. And I'm going to rise and thrive because I'm putting my focus on what I want to happen, not what's here. If you start connecting with the fact that you are a resilient being, that you're a spiritual being having a physical experience, and that your resilience is always there. I go back into my life, and I know you can too, when the times that you didn't get what you really wanted. I mean, for instance, I wanted to go to Carnegie Tech for acting. I was the national champion in my senior year of drama. Country, whole United States. But my SATs weren't good enough. And so I couldn't get a scholarship. And without a scholarship, I couldn't go. So I went to Queens College. I was getting all the roles as a freshman. A director came to see me and said, you know what? You should go to London. You should go to England. That's where you should study drama. I'm lower middle class girl, Italian Polish girl from Brooklyn, born in Chicago, Queens, Manhattan a little bit. But you know what? I was going to be resilient, and I figured out a way. And I got to London, and I got into an English drama school. And then from there, it went to Amsterdam and the lead in hair. And my life took an amazing turn just because something was closed for me. Something at the time that felt devastating to me. And mothers and kids out there that are trying to get into colleges, now it's like 18 colleges and you have to have tours. That could have been devastating. God had another plan for me that was going to match who I really was and was going to make my life more wonderful and expansive. So I learned resilience very young, and it's followed me for the rest of my life. And I want you to remember the times that you were resilient and what happened when you were. And then I want you to incorporate it into right now. Whatever's happening right now, I am a resilient being. Now, when I'm uncertain, Does that mean that nothing's going to happen? Because I don't know how. The mind will always go, how are you going to make that happen? Let me see. Let me compute this. The mind cannot compute anything that it does not know or hasn't been programmed to. You have to move into your higher consciousness. I've been talking about this in all of the broadcasts I've been doing, in the 21 quick life shift elixirs that you can get on Instagram, and in my work. Throw away the how. We don't want to know what the how is because you don't know what the how is. But your super consciousness, your connection to your higher self, and in the meditation, I'm going to have you get that experience of what that is. That is where the power is. That creates your manifestation. So now I want you to think, instead of uncertainty is disaster, or maybe there were changes in your life that you wished you hadn't been forced into. You couldn't see how you were growing through them. You went to a college, or you went to a high school, mostly a high school, I would say middle school, and you got bullied there, and you were in a really great one, and you're trying to figure out what was great with that. Well, maybe in your rest of your life, you can see how you overcame that bullying, how you didn't let it hold you back. So uncertainty doesn't mean disaster. Change doesn't mean that you're not going to rise and thrive. It means unlimited possibility. Whoa. Reframe that in your mind. Unlimited possibility. So for instance, if I personally, and so many people out there, you're now connecting on the internet. You're doing Zooms. I have to figure out how to do that. You're doing Instagrams and Facebooks and, FaceTime. You're connecting out there. How many of you would have done that before? Never, right? It opens up a whole thing of unlimited possibility and where that can go. And then you can think like, I'm uncertain about my finances, about the kids, what's going to happen to them. Start to get creative. I talked about, breaking through fear, transforming fear with faith, courage, creativity, and solutions. There is a spiritual solution in every problem. Wayne Dyer wrote that book. It's true. A spiritual solution in every problem. Think about it and shift up and know that you're not alone. Your higher spiritual self, your soul, the universe, God, and all there is can work through you to create unlimited possibilities from this situation. And that's what you want to do when you start to get niggly and bored and start to get negative, and then you go into the worry. I'm challenging you. Who are the person that you want to be? You want to be that positive person. You want to be the person that lifts people up. You want to be the person that feels happy and is blessed with the miracles that happen in your life. That's what you need to vibrate to. So if you feel, oh God, today is such a yucky day, it's okay. Feel the feeling, hold it for the count of 5, and then release it and go, all right, this week, I know that I am a resilient being. Say that. I am a resilient being. Doesn't that make you feel better? Woo, yeah. And know that there's a miracle in the mess, unlimited possibilities in uncertainty. Some people live in uncertainty all the time. They create it. They thrive with it. It's chaotic, but they're used to it. But most of us do not like it. All right, let's change that. Let's embrace it. Embrace it. Run towards your fear. And now we want to talk about believing. Believing is knowing. So when I work with people in my private remote sessions, so often, and in my private sessions too, here in my, studio, I'm believing. I'm the cheerleader for everybody that I work with, and for you that are connecting into this situation right now, this broadcast. I'm believing for you and knowing for you that whatever you want to dream, your desires lead to your dreams that lead to your destiny. Desires, dreams, destiny. Whatever that desire is inside of you, whatever you're dreaming of, no matter if things feel like they're on hold, believing that it is possible makes it so. Letting the mind get out of saying, this is impossible in this situation, I can't imagine. Cancel. That's what they said in concept therapy. Cancel. That is not so. Ask yourself, by a certain behavior, is this getting me what I want? Is this negative not believing and kind of going down the tubes? Is this getting me what I want or not? And if it comes up, no, this is not going to lead me to where I want to go, let it go. It's not going to suddenly magically change. It's not. It's going to keep going down the rabbit hole. But if I think in terms of believing, even if things don't happen, that I can see that they're happening, whoa, you're putting all your money in that bank account. So Joel Osteen talked about, was a really interesting story about an eagle. Like the eagle sits on its egg, mother eagle sits on the egg for 35 days. Now, when we get pregnant, right, we know we're pregnant. I certainly did. I was 100 and I don't know, some at 80 some odd pounds with twins. But anyway, we're growing. The baby starts to kick. We can tell we're pregnant. Everybody else can tell you're pregnant. But not so with the eagle. For 35 days, that eagle has to sit on that egg. It doesn't move inside. The eagle, it's in its DNA. It doesn't get reassured that, oops, this is what's going on. There's going to be a little eaglet coming out. It just sits there for 35 days. Now, if for some reason the eagle decided, let me get a little hole in here, see if that little eaglet is still alive, is growing, the little eagle would just die, correct? It would never pop out of the shell as an eagle and fly eventually. So we're here. It's like there's seeds in the ground, they're planted, and we're looking like, is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? The eagle doesn't think, how's it going to happen? She just sits there for 35 days. And that's, I'm sure, food, water, who knows if her mate comes and feeds her, probably not. Didn't research that. But the fact of the matter, then at the end of 35 days, she had her baby, and her baby took flight at a certain period of time. So you need to know that it's not because things aren't showing up the way you want them, or you're not getting reassurance. Don't we always want reassurance? We want reassurance from our mates, from our partners, from astrologers, from psychics. And I'm intuitive myself, and I like to give the reassurance when I see it in the energy field. But the fact of the matter is you need to reassure yourself and believe so strongly that what you want to happen in your life, that is your destiny, that gives you the purpose to live, is germinating now in this quiet, in this timeout. And we're getting different tools in our toolkit so that when the doors open up, we're working from super consciousness. We are super beings. And that's what I'm challenging you to do in this Life Shift community. Live in your high super being place. Be on that high flying beam. And when you come off, we all come off. Shorter periods of time. Nanoseconds after a while. You get hit with something, you feel it, you hold it for the count of 5, you release it, you acknowledge it, and then you clear it and you shift up. Clear, shift, recreate. That's the whole thing about Easter. It's about, okay, went through the suffering, went into the tomb, germinated, and now we have the resurrection. So everybody has that chance in uncertainty to create these feelings and to live from that reality. Wouldn't you rather live every day from the reality of resilience, unlimited possibility, and believing? And create your dream team of support and your friends that help believe with you? Or connect with me or anyone else, a healer, a therapist, or whatever, that holds that space for you? Like, yes, you're going to have that relationship. Maybe the person that you wanted to connect to isn't ready to connect with you yet. I have people that I'm working with that are actually connecting with people, virtually. It's crazy because people are home and they're actually having interesting conversations. I have clients and myself that are creating different funnels of financial success just in terms of this. That's from uncertainty. When I had twins at 57 and I went through that process, I always knew, that's the knowing, that I was going to have children. And people would say to me, Aleta, my friends would say, it was like I was 49, do you think that you could start, it's time? And I thought, I'm not in a rush, but 49, all right, my grandmother had my mom at 54, so I figured there was no rush. But P.S. back on the ranch, it was a journey. It was from like 49 to 56 before I got pregnant. I had miscarriages. I had to go through in vitro, but I did it. And when anybody along that path said to me, aren't you too old? You're going to be like, what happens when you're 72? Well, newsflash, 72. I still look young and I'm still active and vibrant and I'm keeping on. And I'm 72 and my kids are 15. I was supposed to be, I guess, in crutches. I don't know what I was supposed to be, but I'm not because I don't believe it. I do not believe it. And I did not believe I couldn't get pregnant. I believed it 100%. I didn't care about statistics. When people told me statistics, I said, I'm not interested. If they said, what makes you feel you can do this? I said, because I can. Just watch me. And that was my motto. I can. Just watch me. I never went below that line. I can tell you there was not one moment that I never believed and knew that I wasn't going to become pregnant. I knew it to the core, through the miscarriages, through the one failed in vitro, through having the babies, all the way up to the end. I knew these babies were meant to be here. So I want you to drop into that knowing from the energy that I am transmitting to you, that you will have the relationship that you want to connect to that empowers you. It can come in a very strange way. Be open to it, but raise your frequency rate in the meantime while you're in this, room, this pandemic, so that you vibrate to somebody who is your spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental match. If you vibrate to the fear and all the blocks that you have, that's who you're going to attract. Somebody who's going to mirror you. Work on it. This is a great time. In terms of financial challenges, just know that everything's going to be okay. It's going to work out. That the universe has your back, as Gabby Bernstein would say. The universe has your back. If you feel that, you can't get depressed, all right? You have to keep vibrating up. And then in believing, as I said to you before, believe in the morning, just say, okay, what do I want to believe that I can create today? And what do I know? Go deep inside of yourself. What do I know that I can? If I had unlimited possibility, what would it be? Resilience gets you there. It's perseverance. It's not the people that have things happen to them like that. The best story is Rocky. All right, Sylvester Stallone. Do you know that he wrote this film script? His mother was an astrologer. She said, you're going to be very famous with this, but you have to do the role yourself for sure. Hang in there. And $250 production companies or whatever turned him down because they didn't want him to play it, but they couldn't get the script unless he was in it. And you know what? The rest is history. How many has he made now? I don't know, 5, 6, 7. He keeps returning. All right, he's on stem cell shots, but he keeps returning. He keeps growing, but he never let it go. Even when he could have sold out, he kept on believing and knowing. And I'm sure his mother was there holding up the belief for him and the knowing, and his friends, and it manifested for him. So now what I want you to do is I want you to join with me in this high vibrational meditation so that you can actually feel the presence of your higher spiritual self, your soul, the universe, the God of your understanding, guides, guardian angels, beings of light that always assemble when there is a group where it's service to mankind. Because as we grow and raise our vibrational rate, so is the planet reflecting us. That's a big responsibility, but it's fabulous because you and I can make a difference. In the middle of this crazy chaos, you and I are making a difference by connecting to the energy and affirming. So today we're going to use royal purple because that's what's coming up really strongly with gold around it. So from a chakra 6 inches above your head, just feel or see this royal purple orb of light surrounded by gold. If you can't see it, it's fine. I see it. I'm bringing it in. Just feel it. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then as you breathe in, feel that the rays from this royal purple sun surrounded by gold are coming in through the top of your head and going through your entire body. And then feel that you're expanding out. Every cell of your body is lit with this radiant royal purple light surrounded by gold. That is your spiritual energy integrating with the physical, emotional, and mental bodies. Connect. Become in relationship with it. It's not a concept. It's an energy. It's an experience. Experience that energy. Then what we want to do is clear right now any uncertainties that you're having. So hold them in your heart center and be honest. And I'll use the drum and we'll lift it out. Hold it for the count of 5 and let it go. Hold it for the count of 5 and let it go into the universe. Now close your eyes and listen to the drum, and that will accelerate the process. I could feel that clearing. I know all of you can. Probably feel lighter. That's great. Now we don't want to leave it void. We want to shift it now and move into our higher frequency. So I want you to affirm with me that I am a resilient being. Whatever God, the universe, puts in my path, I overcome, grow through, and are victorious in my intentions to live a joyful and successful life. I believe in unlimited possibility because I am a divine being having a physical experience. I release wanting to know the how, and I move into the imagination of whatever I desire and dream as if it's already happened. Judge not by appearances. Shift up to what you want. There is nothing that is impossible with God. I open myself up to believing and knowing that there is a purpose in my life. And this is a delayed, not denied situation. I'm believing in my dreams. I'm believing and knowing in my destiny. Every day, I am grateful and thankful for the things that I am manifesting and for the miracles that are happening in my life now. I am a being of gratitude and appreciation. That gratitude and appreciation feeds into my knowing that I am a resilient being, that I have unlimited possibility, and that I believe in miracles, in my dreams manifesting, and I release how they need to manifest. I'm open to be surprised. I tell the universe, God, all there is, surprise me today. Show me something that I never expected to happen. A friendship, a gift that arrives, a connection, some financial gift. I'm open. I am a spiritual being having a physical experience, and this is who I want to be. Own it. I am willing to work the principles so that they become part of who I am, and that I can evolve from here and move into the happiness, joy, and success that I deserve to receive, as well as my friends, my family, my partners, the world, my brothers and sisters in the world. Now repeat after me. I am the light. The light is within me. The light moves throughout me. The light surrounds me. The light protects me. I am the light. Now let's move it into we are the light. We are the light. The light moves throughout us. The light is within us. The light surrounds us. We are the light. Again, thank you, Connie Newton. Blessings to you. My love and blessings to all of you on this wonderful Easter day, and to those who are celebrating Passover. On your journey, remember, uncertainty is probably one of the best gifts that we have for you to work with when you use the tools of resilience, unlimited possibility, and believing. Have a great week.